All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar. And before I hop into this lesson, first and foremost, I would like to give all praises to the Most High and their true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say, Kal Haligim, Le Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha Rakah Kwadash Mama. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Harwan Banyasharala. Shalom to the Akim, the brothers, and the women and children that sincerely believe, man. All right. So today, this lesson is coming from this incident. This is going around on social media right now. These, I think it's three Jakes. They posed and disguised themselves as UPS workers, and falsely delivering a package to a home. When a family answered the door, they invaded the home searching for money and valuables. Didn't get what they was looking for, and they unalived the father, the mother, and the oldest son in front of two children, in front of two toddlers. And before they unalived them, they was brutalizing them in front of the children. You hear the children just screaming, and after they unalived those three people, man, you can see the two children on the video. One of the oldest toddler, he's like he's restraining the younger one and like trying to keep him back from seeing the carnage. And they just distraught and traumatized. And I just want to do a lesson on it because that's the love of many waxing cold, man. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, allegedly it used to be a code, like no women, no children, no, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, it's just, man, people hearts, man, just waxing cold, man. The closer we get to the end, you know what I'm saying, people increasing in iniquity and sin and transgression, so that the love of many is waxing cold, man. All right, because that was a cold act, man. That was a cold gesture, and they caught those dudes. And when you watch them in the interrogation room, man, it's just cold. It ain't no it's just cold, man. So the first precept I wanted to get is the book of First Timothy, chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." All right, so it says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil," man, because it ain't nothing wrong with desiring money to be able to provide for yourself, your family. You know what I'm saying? To be financially stable, there's nothing wrong with that. The scriptures say, "Whether ye be rich or poor, have a good heart towards the Lord," man. All right. But the evil comes in where that love of money over trumps basic morality and principle, man. All right. As you see in that, I can't post the video, but if you go and look it up, man, when you watch that video, you're gonna see, man, that love of money calls them I ain't gonna say brothers, because calls them men to be evil, man. All right, it says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith," man. And coveted is like strongly desire, man. All right, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. All right, because, man, if a person in this truth was in need of money, man, we would know and understand, man, the Lord would provide, man. And it might not come when you want it, but it'll come when you need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord will provide. He will sustain us. All right. But these men who went and did this act, man, they have erred from the faith, man. They erred from the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And the faith and understanding that the Lord will sustain you, the Lord will take care of you. He'll give you your daily bread. He'll give you what you need to sustain yourself, man. All right. It says, "They have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows," man. All right. Doing that act, man, them dudes have pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. For one, man, they gonna have to live with that within themselves, right? Two, man, life in prison where all type of sorrows and atrocities can happen in there. And then three, ultimately, the judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says, come on, man, I'm gonna get that next precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, I'm gonna get verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold," man. All right, and that's exactly what's happening, man. Iniquity, sin, and transgression, is increasing on the earth, man. So the love of many is just waxing cold. Man, the elder we used to say this a lot. People ain't people no more. You know what I'm saying? Ever since that, you know, that and just general sin and transgression, man, people ain't people, man. The compassion ain't there no more. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, back in the day, you could go to your neighbor house and, you know what I'm saying, ask to borrow a cup of sugar. Man, this day and age, man, you walking right past your neighbors, not even speaking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all living 5 feet from each other, man, and don't know each other names. You know what I'm saying? Walking right past each other, not even speaking, so on and so forth. And that's going to increase in these days to come. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." All right, in these days to come, man, you're gonna see that even more during the times of Jacob's trouble. During the time of famine and pestilences, and civil unrest. You're gonna start to see that even more. The love of many is gonna wax cold, man. People gonna be out here violating each other, man. Just simply because they can. And because that like the integral structure of society is going to collapse, man. Where laws are no longer upheld. You know what I'm saying? Where basic morality is no longer upheld because people out here just trying to survive, rather than depend on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man, and be stable and comforted. It says back at Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." And I wanted to get that because, man, those that endure, enduring and they actively pushing and fighting for the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man, ultimately we shall be saved from these kind of troubles, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, in the day of Jacob's trouble, we're going to be in the midst of it. We're going to be in the midst of the fire as well. But the Lord going to keep that hopeful elect, in that 1/3 from getting burned, man. You know what I'm saying? From even getting scorched. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy out here, and it's a prime example of that. All right, now I want to get into the book of where is it? This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein," man. That woe is a warning, destruction, judgment. "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." All right, that sword, the Lord's judgment is drawing closer and closer. And before that happens, man, dang, Salakia, it tell you how iniquity shall abode, man. So the closer we get to the Lord Yahweh Shah returning with that sword, with that judgment, man, the people, 2/3 of our people, as well as these other nations, they're gonna increase in their wickedness and their evil and their sin and their transgression. You know what I'm saying? In their evilness, right, and wicked deeds. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right, so that goes into civil wars, race wars, also these nations rising up against each other, and also, man, conflict like this, man. The modern sword is the gun, man. These people were just these three dudes rose up with that sword, and smote those three people, man, and left them two babies, man, to witness that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the trauma and the things that they gonna have growing up, man. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight another people, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men." Sedition, people rising up against the powers that be, rising up against the government, riots and things like that. It says, "For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another." All right, and that's exactly what happened, man. Man, they invaded that household, looking for money and valuable items, and that's going to increase in these last days, man. And it's going to be even worse because imagine it ain't no food in the grocery stores, and it's people out here starving, and they got a idea that you got food in your house. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that that type of invasion, man, is gonna be much more violent. You know what I'm saying? Much more aggressive, man, and much more you know what I'm saying? It's man, you know the day gonna come when men shall invade because during the days of famine and there ain't no food in the grocery stores, you know these restaurants closed down, no fast food chains open, man, it'd be nothing for somebody to run up in your house, you know, to 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 try to get what you got in order for them to survive or for their family to survive. All right, it ain't nothing for somebody to run up in your house, um, seeking whatever resources you may or may not have, man, because it's nothing out here, you know. Um, man, but that's why the scriptures say those that endure unto the end shall be saved, man, because the Lord will keep you, he'll preserve you. You know what I'm saying? He'll set a hedge of protection around you in that day, man. You know, so when they going for looking for houses to invade, man, he'll make your house invisible to their eye, or you know, something of the sorts. You know, it says, for there should be sedition among men, Salakia, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, man. All right, so man, the people eventually, the people ain't gonna regard the kings and the princes of this place, man. They no longer gonna regard the government and the police and the laws. You know, there's gonna be lawlessness out here, man. So how shall a man, you know, protect himself and his family, his household from those sad things, man? You know, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is how, you know, having faith within the Lord, you know, doing the work, all right, you know, training up your household, your children, you know, teaching them, you know, and ultimately just preparing yourself for that day, man, through faith, through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, the Lord will preserve you in these times, all right, because again, man, the love of many shall wax cold, man, all right, ain't no telling. Well, it is through the scriptures, but you know, ain't no telling the extent that people gonna go, you know, go to out here in order to get what they want or what they need per se, you know, when it's not readily available out here. So man, that's just a quick lesson I want to do on that subject. You know, I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying and or encouraging. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.